Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who are joining us live, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to talk about infant feeding practices. When babies are born, they have an innate ability to listen to their internal cues of hunger and fullness. They are very well attuned to these signals within themselves and are able to initiate eating when they're hungry and to stop eating when they're full. At least one study that I read showed that kids were able to consume to within a few calories of their resting metabolic rate or their basal metabolic rate. This is the amount of energy that our body takes to just do the basic functions of living. This is incredible. It is remarkable that an infant is able to do this. The problem is that we, as well-intentioned adults in our kids' lives, we are terrible at reading their signals, particularly their signals of fullness. It's really hard for us to do this without a lot of practice and, frankly, some teaching and some learning about what those signals are. And as a result, even though we don't mean to, we can end up overfeeding our kids. And over time, they start listening to our signals or other external signals in the environment that they should stop eating or that mealtime is over, rather than listening to their internal signals, and those internal signals are dampened, and it gets harder and harder for kids to listen to those and to follow them. So, there is a simple solution to this problem, and that is to let your kids feed themselves. The more you let your kids feed themselves, initiate eating when they are hungry, and stop eating when they are full, the more likely it is that they will be able to continue to hear those signals over time. It's of course not perfect, and we can't all go through life always being that attuned to our own internal signals of fullness. I mean, think about the last time you went out to eat, for example, and had a plate of food and you think, I spent $30 on this meal and look how much is left. I can't waste this. Or, well, it's noon. I guess it's lunchtime. I should probably go and eat. These are all signals in the external environment that we use to indicate that it's mealtime. And again, over time, our kids start to do this as well. But we can help them retain some of that ability to listen to internal cues by letting them initiate and end eating. Now, does this mean that you have to let your kids whenever they're hungry every time? I mean, how many of you have had the experience of a toddler saying they were hungry, having a couple of bites, stopping eating, and minutes later saying they're hungry again? Of course not. We can set some boundaries on when and where food is served, and we, as the grown-up, get to choose what is available and what is served. But even in those settings, I encourage you to let your kids choose how much they eat. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about this that now is leaving me. Timing. This is another great opportunity for you to use language. To say to your kids, you just told me you were hungry and you had a few bites and you stopped eating. Are you sure? Are you sure you're really hungry? What is your body really telling you? So inviting them to listen to their body and giving them language to use around that. And also to use language to say, this kind of behavior, that actually tells me that you aren't hungry and that we maybe are done with snack time. So we're going to put the food away and we'll come back and revisit this issue a little bit later. And again, using language to encourage them to listen to their own bodies, think about what's happening for them internally, and giving them language that you use to decide, we're going to take a break on eating. So it's not a free-for-all. You don't have to let them eat whenever they are hungry, of course, and that we just give into this all the time. But use some language and provide some context for them as to why you're making the decision that you are. So that's what I've got for you today. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye.